this time I'm really gonna open my heart, and hopefully he'll like what I have to say.
Out here talking and my mic was off. I'm so annoyed. Listen, I opened up beautifully. I said, hey guys, welcome to Little Black Book. Anyway, listen, hey guys, welcome to Little Black Book 91. We're here talking to you guys about Love Is Blind UK. Yes, we're giving you guys a live episode 1 to 4, mainly 3 to 4, because we've already done episode 1 to 2. But we're gonna have a whole bunch of conversations because boy, episode 4 was coming off a little bit strong. You understand? And I'm hoping to see the next few episodes. I think next few episodes looking like it's gonna be some carnage. We've got questions we need to ask. You know, I mentioned the fact that Demi might not be Ollie's type. You know, and I said that, you know, with Demi and Ollie, that with Ollie, I don't think he was really being honest with himself. I think he wanted to make it work because I think he wants an emotional connection, but emotional connection doesn't mean getting rid of the attraction piece, bro. But I think he finds her attractive, but is he attracted? That's another question. You know what I'm saying to you? Because you might find someone's attractive, but you're not attracted, and I just kind of knew that he weren't really feeling it like that. But that's another story for another day. And then we got to ask questions about Nicole, and Sam, because I don't know what happened. I don't know where her. I'm not saying that she's not wrong. I'm not saying that she's wrong for what. I'm just saying we didn't get the thought process. We didn't get told what happened. She just suddenly said that, you know what, because he put a ring on the wrong hand. Are you all right? Because he put a ring on the wrong hand, you start getting superstitious about it's not my type. Just admit it, sis. You saw him and was like, God damn, that ain't it. Just be honest. You know what I'm saying to you? Don't lie out here and be like, oh no. When I saw him, I'm trying to match the face to what I spoke in the freaking pods, baby. That you're telling us you don't want to attract him. That's okay. Well, you know, there's obviously there's also Tom and what is her name? Why is her name on her head, bro? Tom and Moroccan chick.
Maria. Is it Maria?
Maria. They seem to be pretty cool. Tom and Maria seem to be pretty cool as well. I do think though that I am gonna ask a question as to whether this is gonna come into play later on. I did say about the fact that she's got a Muslim background. And unless she's going to release a Muslim background and release those people in the culture, this could turn a little bit nasty. I don't know. Okay, now I know the white folk are a little bit above certain ethnic colors, but you know, still it can be a little bit of a taboo in that case. Then obviously then we had Jess and we had obviously Bobby as well. They seem to be going on real strong. You know, at first she said she wasn't sure about him, but then she kind of found him attractive, so she's good. They just seem to be going smoothly, going well, as well. That, you know, it normally means it's normally going well when they ask some questions about other couples, basically, because they ain't got nothing else to talk about. So that's how it usually means it's going well. And then I think there is also you know, I think there's also another couples as well. There is Frankie and Catherine. That's going to end in tears. Okay, all right. The moment she said she was adopted, I said that's going to take some special help right there. Unless she's done some good work, unless she's done some good background work on herself, that can also play a very huge part on things in terms of how you deal with abandonment, how you deal with people, rejection as well. And I knew that the fact that the way that she was chasing Ollie, because it was just so weird the way she was chasing Ollie with the energy she was giving Ollie, because he was like deep in the sexual energy. I was like, why is he deep in her sexual energy? And also, can I just be honest? Freddie is a freaking good-looking boy. Like, I'm not gay, but the nigga good-looking. Okay? All right? He's good-looking. That brother is a handsome brother, body in shape. I'm a little bit envious. You know what I mean? I want to get my body like that. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, that guy is a model. Okay? Now, the question I got asked is this. I noticed something. In that episode 3, before he asked her to marry her, he was acting as if he didn't believe that she could like him. I said, there's something wrong here. You're an ugly duckling. You haven't been always good looking. You're an ugly duckling, because that confidence was shaking. And I was like, why are you shaking? You can't even see her, bro. Why is your confidence shaking? That was telling me something that was a little bit off about him as well. Not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying that it didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying to you? But yeah, he's a good looking youth, bro. You know what I mean? He could easily be a model for, you know, the Calvin Kleins, and you know what I'm saying to you. He's got a good looking face too. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was definitely giving an anxious kind of vibe in some sense as well. So that was also interesting, and I think that's going to probably play a part in him too. And it sounds like he comes from money as well. So, and then what other couples were left in that instance? I think That is couples there, isn't it? That's all the couples there before we go deeper, isn't it? I've mentioned the couples, right? I think.
Steven and Sabrina. Did you do them?
No, Steven and Sabrina. Yes, yes. Why is their face gone up my head? You're absolutely right. Steven and Sabrina. Yeah. Because the emotional sound guy. Yeah, the emotionally sound guy. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. I wonder what's gonna happen there because I think they're solid. I want to see what's gonna happen though when they're gonna have to really commit. Because even just saying I want to get married, it's not where you're gonna see the commitment. Because the commitment is gonna when they actually start spending time with each other and see how it really goes. I want to know how she's gonna handle it because she's already quite. She said to herself she's a little bit cold. So I wonder if that coldness will come back. I wonder if that. And what you mean when you say coldness? What you really mean is you're an avoidant. That's what you really mean. That's the code word for we an avoidant. So what's gonna happen? What's gonna trigger her? How's she gonna handle it? Is it gonna be his too emotional state? Is it gonna be too balanced? Because there's such thing as being too balanced for the other person when they're not balanced themselves. She might think he's too good. You know what I mean? So I'm wanting to see what's gonna happen there as well. And see what goes on there as well. So yeah, that's all the couples as a really quick thought process on there. We're gonna go to couples one by one. I'm joined by JR as well. So JR, how you telling me, man? What's going on, man, bro?
Yo, all good, bro. Enjoying the summer heat so far, the little heat wave that we got. Hope all is good with you as well and everyone out there too, bro.
Absolutely, bro. As well, we appreciate that, Cap. We appreciate it, Cap. Well, just to let the audience know once more again, we have our join the 100 Club offline things. I know a couple of you already signed up as well. So listen, if you haven't done so, go in the description box right now and join up to the 100 Club. We got our next session, which is actually on September the 5th. I just realized that for Americans, it's the 5th, but for me, it's the 6th. So go and join our session for this month. Go and click on it. Numbers will fill up fast as well. We appreciate those of you who are involved. Last time's chat was amazing. It was great. We're just having great relationship conversation. So if you haven't joined our 100 Club, make sure you go and join that thing right now. Okay. All right. Now, as I promised, if you watched my live earlier on, before we go any further, before we get deeper into any conversation, I got to play a video. I hope you guys are going to join the competition. I want to see you guys win tickets to Ghana. I want to see my people win them. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to play my little clip and we're going to get into the show. Okay. All right. Appreciate y'all.
Hi everyone, I'm Amir Uni, your Sales and Marketing Associate here at Ito. I'm thrilled to announce an exciting opportunity for our food lovers and adventure seekers out there. We at Ito are giving you the chance to win a trip to Accra for as little as $6. Imagine exploring our bustling street, vibrant markets, and our local landmarks that inspired our founding team to build Ito.
You'll get to experience the rich history and culture of Ghana, the first African country to gain independence.
But that's not all. The lucky winner could join us for Dirty December if they choose to redeem their winnings in December 2024. This month-long celebration is filled with vibrant nightlife, festive activities, and unforgettable moments. Picture yourself dancing and celebrating amongst the festive activities in Accra, soaking up and enjoying what it means to have a nightlife in Accra, Ghana.
And of course, as a food enthusiast, you'll get to indulge in the ultimate African food experience alongside our co-founder, Margaret Deborah. From mouth-watering dishes prepared with authentic ingredients to exploring local food stalls, your taste buds are in for a treat.
Entering the competition is simple. First, purchase a single ticket or bundle tickets. Second, share this competition with your friends and family to spread the word. And lastly, follow us on all social media to get more updates or chances on how to win.
All right, beautiful stuff. Make sure you grab your tickets, okay? I've pinned it in the chat as well. So every time I play a video, you know I'm going to play that video. So you better be ready. Let me turn my light on because the light is off and it's not shining correctly on me. You know what I'm saying to you? All right, listen. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to talk about this Love is Blind UK. Make sure you guys are tuned in. I hope you guys are ready to have that conversation as well. Make sure you leave your comments in the comment section and in the chat as well. Let's get this conversation flowing because there's a lot to get through in the last at least 2 episodes as well. Let's talk quickly. Let's talk obviously Freddie and Catherine. We're going to talk about them because I think they're an interesting couple as well because there was stuff that was happening with them and I was just like, yo, like This is crazy. Like I feel you can see it coming. You can almost see it coming. It's like it's I don't know how to explain, but you just see it coming. You know what I mean? So let me play a little clip just to remind you guys who Catherine and Frankie, is it Freddie? It's Freddie, right? Not Frankie. I keep calling him Frankie. It's Freddie. You know what I mean? And give you guys a little bit of a reminder of who they are as well. Hopefully I can find a down clip, boy, because boy, I mean, I know the timestamps and everything there. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, I don't know what, I might have to allow it because my system has been a bit slow. I can't find the clips for you guys. I apologize. Okay, we'll have to go on. All right, bro. What's your thoughts on them? I'll find a clip in the meanwhile behind the scenes. But what's your thoughts to obviously Freddie and Catherine? What did you glean? What did you understand? Okay, I've got a clip. All right, guys. Let me play the clip for you guys. There we go.
In there seeing him, but I know if I've got Freddie by my side, I'm going to be okay.
What are you tired?
Yeah, I am tired. I need a
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Freddie, Catherine, talk to me, bro. What's your thoughts on the Freddie and Catherine situation, my guy?
Well, I think they actually make a good couple. They're very well connected. They actually remind me of a lot of the couples I see like out and about, like around town, right? My thing with Catherine is I think she may be superficial. I didn't like how she handled the situation with Ollie and Demi, like the way she spoke about, you know, stepping out, being a bigger person, all of that. And I think that speaks to the way she, like, her view of the world and how she views herself. Freddie comes across to me as, like you said, he may be good looking to a lot of people, but I think doing what he does for a living as a funeral director or funeral home worker or whatever he does, I don't think he's exposed to the girls that maybe he's attracted to a lot. He may come from wealth because, as you know, death is an expensive business. You pay death taxes and funerals are damn expensive too. So I think even though there's a spark there, there's definitely chemistry. Lifestyle compatibility is where I look at with them. And I did also think that the emotions that they both showed when the screens revealed them, that was genuine. So I do have hope for this couple. I think they can make it from what I've seen so far. But I just think lifestyle or personality clash somewhere along the line is going to lead to something. And by the looks of things, as soon as they got to the villa, they were in the sack. So yeah, like they're one of my favorite couples at the moment. You?
I mean, personally, let me just be honest with you. I think the situation of Freddie and the situation with Freddie and Catherine, I don't know. Is she superficial? I don't know. I don't know if she's superficial. What I would say is that what I see with Freddie and Catherine is that, like you said, he's working in a funeral directory home, very good looking guy. She's obviously a pretty girl too. Like, let's put it there. But maybe the superficial part you're talking about is the fact that when she spoke to Ollie, she was talking about going to those clubs, and he said she was pretentious. So exactly. I can rock with that a little bit as well. And I think that personally, I don't know if she has a concrete identity. I said this before. I don't know if she has a concrete identity, because I think she has a mixture of identities. Like when she was talking with Ollie, she struggled to be able to keep that identity of being pretentious, right? When he said, "Oh, it's pretentious when you go to those clubs," she was like, "Oh, I only went there once for my birthday." Instead of just saying, "Yeah, I go to those places." Like somebody who owns their identity as being that just goes, "Yeah, I do go to those places."
Yeah.
And so what? You know what I mean? Like, but she didn't do that. She wanted to change. So I think her problem is that she likes to be accepted. I think that's her biggest issue. She likes to be accepted. And I think Freddie is a person that's perfect for her to accept her. My problem is she doesn't want Freddie to accept her. I don't know if she wants Freddie to accept her. I don't know if she actually, and I'm not saying she's not attracted to him. She definitely is. right? She definitely is attracted to him, but I just don't know if Freddie is the one that's enough to validate her in the space right now. You know what I'm saying to you? And I'm not saying
Yeah,
that Freddie's innocent, by the way. I'm just saying that I don't know if Freddie is enough to fulfill that validation, because what she was giving Ollie was the good energy that she wanted to give him, that sexy energy that I want you to desire me, I want you to want me. Whereas with Freddie, it's almost as if when somebody's toxic and they're broken, they happily they know what's good, but don't want to stay in the good, because it's almost like the orphan in a really good house. It becomes difficult because you realize you're an orphan in a good person's house, and you're not sure whether you can perform in that way. And so sometimes you actually sabotage. And I felt like she made sabotage with Freddie because I think he generally is a good guy, seemingly. And I don't know if he has enough of that spunk to kind of make her feel like she's being validated by someone who she can really respect. I think that's more to do with Catherine herself. I think that's what I would say about that. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I can see where you're coming from with that. I think the reason why she changed up with Ollie is because when he said that he knows about those clubs, she tries to distance herself from that because of the way that maybe the people that frequent those clubs are perceived, right? Because he was like, oh yeah, I know those type of places. So that kind of made me think, Rod, that's a place where people are out there, right? They're trying to look a certain way, attract a certain amount of attention from a certain crowd. Whereas I think Freddie, I don't think he's out there. I don't think he's out in the clubs doing that type of stuff, right? It doesn't strike me as a party guy. It strikes me as more of a homebody, wakes up, go to work type dude. And so I think you're right with the identity thing. Ollie and Freddie come across as two different types of personality. So I think with Freddie, she's presenting herself as someone who's going to accept him for who he is, and she wants to be accepted for who she is. But with Ollie, I think she tried to give out, like you said, the pretentious side. Yeah, I'm out there in the club, I'm out there doing my thing. And that's a completely different image. Ultimately, though, I think this is the right pairing. We're going to touch on Ollie and her later, but I think this is I think Ollie may be what the type of guy that she's used to dating, and Freddie is someone different. So she's trying to present differently to maybe help the connection work.
%. Elsie, talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on Freddie and Catherine? What's your thoughts on them?
Hey, gentlemen. For Freddie, I want to know what's wrong with him.
Yeah,
why is such a good-looking chap single? Why is he? Why is he? There's something wrong. I mean, it can't be his job, because that's not a problem. You know, but he's a good-looking, as you said, swimwear model type. Why is he single? What's with the ladies in the UK? He's got all these flowery words. He got a great relationship with his mama. What's wrong with him? That's one thing. And for Catherine, she's a chameleon. Whatever the man wants, she's going to give it to him. So Ollie, you want the pretentious party girl? I'm going to be that. For Freddie, you want the wholesome homemaker? I'll be that. She doesn't know who she is. And we understand now. We understand why that is. But I'm sorry. There's some with Freddie. I mean, are we going to wake up and realize we're in his Nightmare on Elm Street? But there's something odd going on there.
You ain't lie. I hear you on that. JR, you want to respond? Go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe the funeral home type of work is not something that's going to excite some of the ladies that are out there in the dating market right now, right? It's a quite morbid job. How's your day? Man, I buried like four people today. You know, it's really a morbid profession. But he may be a hidden gem. He may be someone that has the aesthetics to do something else, model-wise or career-wise, but it may be a family business that he has to learn the ropes, and eventually he'll inherit at some stage. But yeah, I think you're right. I think I think Catherine definitely gives off the vibe that she's going to switch up for whoever she's trying to impress at the time. But thankfully, like I said, they found each other and they look like a genuine connection.
Go for it, Sid.
I hope they are genuine. With all couples, I hope they're genuine. But we know, for the sake of drama, someone's going to pop off. We know someone's going to pop off. And, you know, they could be one of those couples left on the cutting room floor and we never heard about. So we know something's coming. Whether it's the connection with Ollie coming at the mixer with the couples and she realized, wait a minute, I want to be pretentious. Or, you know, as you said, the mortician, you know, career isn't exciting, but it's a lot of money. For the ladies out there, the morticians make a lot of money. So do not look at Freddie's, you know, job as a reason to discount him. But, you know, again, as you know, JR and I have spoken this week. I have I guess the US morbid way of looking at this, because I'm like, why is this good looking guy just not taken already? Does he snore? Does he eat with his mouth open? What is the wrong? What's the ick with Freddie that these ladies don't like out in the UK streets?
Maybe he's too pretty for them. Who knows?
That could be it. I mean,
I also think them sleeping together at first opportunity, that adds an extra layer of emotion, feeling as well. So if anything does kick off, I think it will get potentially heated because now they've crossed that line and they've connected in that way.
But yeah, well, they have. I thought they were, you know, as you said, the wholesome couple, and we realized she does have some healing to do as far as being adopted. I was panicked before she said she was adopted, because if my grandma and grandpa got the same name as your grandma and grandpa, we might be related. So when she said adopted, I was like, okay. But there are lots of Bill and Marys, I'm sure, out there in the UK.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
It's going to have to be some, what's it called? Some ancestry.com or, you know, 23andMe, some DNA test taken, I think.
Which he will have access to as a mortician. So she may not even have to pay that.
True. And also, will it stop, if they are related, would it stop them from pursuing their connection? That's another thing.
How do y'all do it in the UK?
I don't know, because we don't. It's a very rare circumstance that happens.
Watching EastEnders. Sharon did it. In EastEnders, Sharon did it. You better believe. She did not relate by blood, so technically, but no, I mean, yeah, of course, I don't think it will stop them from doing anything. I'm sure they did some background tests, but then again, they say they do tests, but who knows? But yeah, no, I definitely hear what you guys are saying. I think with Catherine and someone said it as well, which is a good point. It is that he has a Down syndrome brother as well, and she works in a Down syndrome school. So, you know, just because she works in a Down syndrome school don't mean she want to come home to Down syndrome kids. It's just a reality of fact. It might be a lot of responsibility because she works in that field already. So you may not want to come home, and because remember he told her, like, if anybody passes, he's got to look after his brother. So it may be that that can also trigger somebody. But of course, again, we haven't seen them split yet. We haven't seen anything happen right now. We're just kind of almost speculating. So nothing's actually happened. We're more speculating based on the clips that we see for the next episode, where he's like, I come for money. Of course, I'm thinking about the situation. Now, I mean, that's a question we have to ask. You know, is it valid to be in a space where, you know, someone like this, you're on a show and you meet someone and you do come for money per se? Is it valid that he may have concerns about her entering into the fold? Does this involve a conversation around prenup? Should they be signing one? Maybe, because this is a show at the end of the day. It is not real life. You didn't meet that person in real life. You met them on a real life show. You know what I mean? So what's your guys' thoughts to that particular situation in regards to that? Yes, JR, I'll go for it and I'll get Ilse in.
Yeah, it's definitely an important conversation. If it's a business that, you know, a family business, because meeting the way they have, it's not someone that he's had the opportunity to date and vet for a long time. So with the speed dating nature of the show, yeah, I would assume it would be sensible to protect your assets to a degree, but they really need to have that conversation about what the relationship's going to look like, and as it progresses and they get to know each other, you know, maybe those things come up, get dealt with, and they're able to move on past it. But I also agree with you. If you know, with her line of work, I can imagine that dealing with special needs kids may be difficult and stressful and all of that. And again, the lifestyle compatibility, when she finishes work and gets home and she wants to decompress, and he comes home and he's had a day at the funeral home, you know, is the lifestyle compatibility there? So we'll have to see.
I really don't care about whether it's the family money or not. The nature of the show is I don't know you. I don't know you. I may have my own assets to protect, at least the cash that I have in the bank. So we will be signing a prenup. We won't be doing a post-nup, or if you want to do a post-nup, it'll be like after vows if the person agrees. But these people don't know each other. Technically, you have a vibe basically in what they tell you. You know, trust but verify. In that instance, I would be like, yeah, we need to discuss our assets, and what you come in with is what you leave with, and discuss stuff from there. But whether it's the family money or not, if you come on this show, I think you should protect yourself. Because we know based on the US versions that the production is not protecting the contestants. So you got to protect yourself.
I mean, I agree with this. I agree with this 100%, guys. I mean, I think, you know, I definitely think a prenup would be sensible. I think in this case, and I don't think she should be surprised about that either, because, you know, if he does come from a good amount of money, and you listen, you know, I'm sure Americans have the same thing, but in British Caucasoids, when it comes to their class, my God, they don't play. I mean, you know, like, you start to realize this ain't racism that they have. This is classism, okay? And they are discriminatory with anybody. If you're not of their class, they're gonna look at you some way, okay? So yeah, mama ain't gonna play. She gonna if he thinks he's marrying her without a prenup, he gonna have to think again, because he might be caught at the will. So, you know, I just you know, it's just a case of, like, again, I think it is sensible. You don't really know them. I don't think you really know them that well. I know that obviously you met her through the wall, but we saw obviously episodes next week where obviously next episodes where the sister's like, there's something wrong about her. So there's clearly something that they've seen as well that might be a little bit of an issue for him, and for the family as well. And like I said, I think it goes back to the original question that I also asked: what's wrong with him? There's something not quite right. Something that he's missing. Maybe he's not very good at doing relations. Maybe he's not very good at relating with people, since he's always handling dead bodies and not live ones. So maybe that's it. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, it may be that kind of situation. You know what I mean?
Here's another thought. Maybe it is the class situation. Maybe he's regularly dating, you know, another class that the family does not accept. Now, I could see that as his, you know, why he's still on the market. Family's like, we're going to cut you off if you marry this one. So, I mean, I can see that. Why you laughing?
No, because it's real. It does happen. We had it in the monarchy. We have it in our monarchy, right? With Princess Diana. Princess Diana was actually of some level of class, but she was not royal blood per se, right? She had a house that she came from. I think it was in Winchester, I think it was, or I'm not sure her house is. Is it something? I don't know. I can't remember what the actual house is, but she comes from a particular house, right? And marrying into royalty, the monarchy, right? That was one of the issues. She did not come from that certain class. And so that's the issue with Princess Diana, and how, obviously, you know, conspiracy theories are conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? My good sis got taken out of the game. But that was actually the reason why. So yeah, that is it. The classism, yeah. The internalized. You know what I mean?
We still hear JR.
Yeah, I muted him just now, yeah. I just realized he out here screwing the light bulb back on. That's why his camera went off. The light went off. Screw the light bulb back in. Get you a man that can do both, people. Get you a man that can do both. All right, let's shift it from Catherine and Freddie and move it to another couple. Obviously, Stephen. I told you to screw the light bulb back on. Look at the lights come back on. Stephen and Sabrina. We didn't get to see them on episode 4, Stephen and Sabrina. But obviously, I don't think we did see them on episode 4. I don't think we did. I think we see them on episode 3, but not 4. But Steve and Sabrina, obviously, they are a couple who were obviously at the very beginning. They have been solid, sensible. They've had good conversations. They've negotiated. I still think the kid situation is a heavy one, but they negotiated it, and I'm not mad at it. Do you know what I mean? It's whether people are genuinely going to be honest about if he actually really is comfortable. Then cool. If he's not actually comfortable, then that's a different story. Because surrogacy is a very far throw away from your wife having a child, and then obviously adoption is just definitely ain't it. Let's be honest, ain't it? If he wants an actual kid, adoption is a nice little suggestion, but he doesn't love you like that yet. So I don't think it's going to be one of those things. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on Stephen and Sabrina. Elson, what's your thoughts on this couple? How did you view them? How did you see them? What did you glean?
So to catch people up and the question, Steven said he wants a mini-me, a child with his DNA. Those were his words. And she's like, hey, if I start now, I may not be ready till I'm 38, 39, and my clock is kind of slowing down. So she's like, we have to explore other options. Their date tanked at that point, and then Steven had an epiphany overnight. And by the next conversation, he was okay with surrogacy and adoption. My problem is I don't think Steven fully understands this decision. Overnight, I don't think that's going to be enough time. If you are so set on mini-me and my DNA, that means you're kind of set on that. Not saying you can't have a mini-me or surrogacy, can't have your DNA, but the way he said it made me feel like he wants the whole experience of his wife, carrying his child and all of that. I think Steven, I don't know how many people know the story I think of him as Ferdinand the Bull, Ferdinand the Bull that just wants to smell the roses rather than, be, with the matadors, at bullfighting. I think he's sort of like, the way he presents is like a gentle giant. And Sabrina, I think, is going to cut him off at the knees because she is one strong lady. She is strong, and she can explain why she, believes or she doesn't want to go down a particular path. Because if you realize, he switched. He changed to accommodate her. Now we understand why she wanted it this way because it's a fact. But he switched and did a, 180 just to, I don't want to say just to be with her, but he certainly took overnight for, I don't know how long he's been thinking about this. But I think they are a good pair, a good match. They could work. But that DNA and kid, talk, they really need to solidify that. Because if he is truly about that mini-me, that's going to be some big hurdles.
Go for Joe.
Yeah, so I think this couple are going to head straight into problems. I agree. The way he quickly made that change of heart about something so serious. For some guys, their purpose is to be a father, a husband, father, the whole family thing. They see it going a certain way. They have a plan or they have an idea of how it's going to work. So I think the switch up was pretty quickly, and I think that was done to please her in that moment so that they can make it past the first stage. But I think it will come back in the form of possible resentment or not being comfortable with not being aligned on that particular issue. Because it is big. right? She rightly said her at the stage of life that she's in, you know, there will be a geriatric pregnancy or potentially more medical risk, which is valid. And he, you know, as I said, he has his reasons for wanting to have a child. He did acquiesce. He did bend. Say, you know what? It's not a big deal. I'm down with the surrogacy or possible adoption, but we'll see how long that works. And to be fair, even though they were the first couple to propose, he was the first to propose to her. I don't necessarily see them lasting too long. Something in my gut tells me it's not going to work.
She did say you wanted them CrossFit, huh? Kind of like how Ollie was like, you go to them pretentious clubs.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, there was an element of that for sure. Yeah.
She really had her mind made up. I think my issue with them is I think my issue with their particular situation is that, like I said, it's not even the worst thing per se. It's more about the longevity of them. Just because I want to see how they're going to handle conflict and handle situations that are not pretty, right? Because, and this happens a lot of times in any relationship, it is, she said that she's not very good with the emotions aspect per se, right? She said obviously her daddy left her. And have you noticed that a lot of people in this show got abandonment issues? Like, people just up and leaving. Like, and I mean, they got bad story. We're not talking about dad went for milk, you know. We're talking about, actually, no, we are talking about dad went for milk. We're talking about dad went for milk. We're talking about the white folks version of dad went for milk. Like, we and it's even worse. Because at least the dads went for milk, went and then come back. These ones go, come back, and then tell you to your face they don't want you. Like, it's wild. These Caucasoids are suffering. I see why they are in history the way they are. No jokes, but no, for real. All jokes aside, but like the reality is that people are really going through actual abandonment issues, like in these situations, like you know what she described about her dad. You know, suddenly going away, coming back, she like trying to talk to him or whatever, and he just didn't want nothing to do with her again after. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that does something to you. You know what I mean? That breaks something in you. And I wonder how she's going to cope with any sign of him being inconsistent, because he's a human being first and foremost. So we're all going to be some level of inconsistent. How is she going to cope with maybe him being so balanced in the fact that, because he really does like, I've not heard any man on the show, or let me say reality TV. And yeah, it wasn't even a real dad, as someone pointed out. Absolutely, it gets worse. It gets worse. The story is even more wilder that she's named after. I think she's named after her stepdad. Stepdad isn't hers. Stepdad didn't want her, but I think after stepdad probably, I don't know what the stepdad was tired of the mom or whatever. He too wanted to dip. Like, both of your daddies dipped. Like, you got double hit twice. Yeah. It's painful. Like, yo, they be looking at black folk like we the worst. I be telling them, listen, you ain't met the Europeans, okay? Then them man out there suffering, blood. But yeah, no, yeah. So her situation, I want to know how she's gonna handle a situation where maybe he might be inconsistent, or maybe her own fears start to kick up. Maybe he's too balanced for her. You know, some people sabotage because they feel like someone's too good for them, because they haven't got enough toxicity in them, you know, because it makes them feel like they're almost perfect. How's she going to handle that? Is she going to be okay looking at him? You know, if he lies, exactly. That's that fearful avoidance, especially fearful avoidance. They don't play with that lie, boy. They get lied to, boy, all hell can break loose. You know, how's she going to handle all those kind of things? Because if now he changes his mind on a kid situation, how will she handle that when she's fully committed in her heart to the situation? Will she also feel some type of way? Like, you just don't know how this can go. So I'm not saying it's anything bad per se. It's more, we're waiting to see what happens. And I think when they spend time in a house together, that's when you start to see the real things. You know what I'm saying to you? And what starts to happen. You know what I mean? I don't know if anyone wants to add to that, guys, as well.
Yeah, when she says this is what made her guarded around men, the stepdad and her real dad, I was kind of wondering about that, because technically your mama lied to you.
Exactly.
Technically, mama kept the truth from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, mama said she made the decision. Her words about the story said mama made the decision to let her dad return to Italy and not tell him so he can live his life. So you really should be upset with mama. So now I'm looking at what is her relationship with her mother. When we have the family visit, I'm going to be paying attention to that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Now, I think obviously not having a stable biological father may have impacted her. As you said, the stepdaddy issue as well may have affected her. So I can understand why her perception of men may be negative or whatever, but I do think that she needs to resolve the situation with the mum as well, and not just ride with what the mum told her, because that's what's got her in the situation in the first place. But this is the problem. Stephen shouldn't be paying for the mistakes made by her mother and the father and the stepfather. This dude's got nothing to do with that. So I think she needs to definitely get help for if there's an issue there. But I think he's going to be taking the blame or taking the hit for a lot of things that stem from her past that may not necessarily have anything to do with him personally.
I put a question in chat. How big is the UK that these men could run and hide?
It's big enough.
I think it's I think Texas is 6 or 7 times larger than the UK.
No, the Lord knows what he's doing, because boy, no matter how big the area is, somebody finds you. It'd be your uncle, nephew, niece, cousin that finds you. You know what I mean? So the Lord knows how he do. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. Listen, obviously the UK is obviously big enough to have situations. So I don't know, bit of an interesting one there as well. But okay. Any other thoughts on the situation before we shift it again from them?
I want to know what he meant by he doesn't know how he turned out the way he is, considering he has those 4 brothers. You know, he said he's the gentle, sensitive one of the bunch. Yeah. And, you know, I'm like, okay, what happened there? Y'all are all in the gym business, but I'm interested in his family as well.
No, that's a good point.
I think they're going to make an appearance, right? They're going to have family connections come through and meet their new partners. So we'll see which one of the brothers, or if all the brothers turn up to support him.
Yeah, I definitely feel like obviously something obviously happened. And I think that really the situation is that, you know, I think for him, you know, and I think like for myself, I wonder, because obviously I'm quite detached at points, but I'm more. I was more in tune with my emotions than most people were, right? But I also have my hang-ups. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So sometimes it's how God makes you, but at the same time, that doesn't mean there isn't a downfall of you. So just because unless he's telling me that he's done work on himself, there is probably going to be a hang-up. You know what I'm saying to you? Because no matter how in tune I might have thought I was, where I am now, I'm like, damn, I wasn't really in tune. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things I couldn't do that I needed to do, like in terms of me being able to really kind of open my mouth and say how I felt and say what I need and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So, and my thing was, and again, this is great of him. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just, again, I wonder what toll it took on him to be with his ex-girlfriend, go through a tumor, stay with her, and she rejects him. Because that's actually what happened. She turned him away and said, listen, don't worry about it, and go. That's how he's going to interpret it. That. So I wonder what happened. You know what I'm saying to you? So he may be very much someone put in the chat, as a nice guy, but he may not have very good boundaries. Hence why El said you're kind of saying about the kid situation, and JR too. Maybe the reason why he shifted his position is to be so more accommodating, so he doesn't look like the bad guy or like he's not a nice guy, right? Because maybe that's how he felt in his family. So, because for me personally, I don't care how much I like you. Once you tell me now we can do surrogacy and we can do adoption, I'm looking at you like, it's like me saying you can take my last name and hyphen it. It's going to be like, it's a lovely idea, but I need you to take that and take it and turn around with it to the hills, because it's nothing to do with me. Because I refuse to do that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, I'm set on that. So maybe that's, you know.
So yes, if he was set on it, why was he sticking with someone who was sick and potentially couldn't have kids with him? So that's why I'm kind of shady on his story, You know, it always sounds wonderful that the person who is sick is the one who ended the relationship and told you go live your life. So I'm going to take him at his word, but I'm side-eyeing him that, okay, you so wanted DNA and mini-me, but you were willing to stay with someone who may not provide that dream. It doesn't add up.
I think that goes back to the nice guy persona, right? What would he look like if he just abandoned her when she got ill with that tumor? He wouldn't have, you know, he would have been cussed out and vilified by their circle, I would imagine. Now, there's feelings invested in that relationship because they obviously were together for a long time. Long enough for him to think that he'd found his person. That's his words. He thought he found his person. So maybe there was the idea or the assumption that at some point they would start building a family. When she became ill and the tumor got diagnosed, then that kind of changed plans. But again, are we saying that he should have just abandoned her in that moment? No, we would want him to stick by her and hopefully she makes a full recovery. The twist is, as she got the diagnosis, apparently, according to him, she was like, nah, like, you know what? You got to go. I've got to do this. I've got to get through this. Maybe she realized she couldn't have kids. And because he wanted them, she felt like they were no longer compatible. So she was like, go off and have your family with someone else. Go and be with someone else because I ain't it.
I definitely hear you on that. Can't lie to you, you know. I definitely understand that as well. So I definitely hear you. Okay. Let's get another couple in there. Okay, so Steve and Sabrina over. Let's get Jess plus Bobby as well, because you know they seem to be going well. Let me get a little clip for you guys as well, Jess and Bobby. All right, we're out here doing massages while simultaneously talking about the rest of the competition. You know what I mean? If you want to call it that, I'd call it that.
I can see a lot of similarities between the two of them. So Nicole and Sam.
Nicole and Sam, well, that one, I don't know about that one. Of course, some of the conversations I heard him having were a little bit superficial in terms of, you know, like what she would look like.
No, I know he ain't saying superficial because basically he said about what they look like. I'm gonna have the same conversation, so I don't know what anyone's talking about, but definitely I know what he's talking about, what he means by Sam being superficial. I'm not gonna doubt that, but I don't know if he was superficial. I guess maybe they saw a different side, right? I didn't necessarily think he was superficial. I just felt he was insecure. You know what I mean? Like I felt like he was overly insecure. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on that question? Actually, saying did you feel like he was superficial? Did you pick that up? Maybe I've missed that a little bit as well. Do you find he was superficial? Is that the right word to describe what we saw with Sam during this process and this particular aspect of the last 4 episodes? Don't know if I want to. Yes, JL, you're nodding your head like you. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I think I can see where that point comes from what I've seen of him. Seems very insecure and stuck up on looks. Like he did have a nose surgery or something, cosmetic procedure to try and make himself happy and appear more presentable or more attractive. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's actually quite superficial about what he's looking for and what he expected Nicole to look like. But Sam is very needy as well. So he's got a lot going on. It's not a good combination to be insecure and superficial. And goodness knows what else as we get to see more of him on the screen. But yeah, there's something definitely off with him to me. And you know, Nicole, she got a lot of stuff going on too. But specifically in regards to Sam, I did pick up, you know, he talked about himself a lot, talked about looks a lot, and the neediness is concerning. It's okay to want to find love, but I think he was taking it to extra levels. And that was a red flag for me. Elsid?
Let's not forget that childish temper tantrum, throwing that cup in the hallway because he was dumped. No emotional regulation. I mean, Sam got it all. You know, the whole beauty is skin deep, but I got a nose job.
Yeah.
Sam still doesn't like how he looks in the mirror. Sam still doesn't like how he looks. He doesn't like who he is based on what they present to us. Now, is it that they just gave Sam the bad edit and left everybody else's, you know, issues on the cutting room floor? We'll find out. But Sam seemed very superficial. He seemed very caught up in looks because the minute he thought he couldn't lift someone, he went back to the men's lounge and started to panic. And then he's like, well, you know, beggars can't be choosers. And every time he talked about love, it's like, it's all the love you can give me. Why doesn't anyone love me? Why doesn't anyone pour into me? Why can't I get what I want? Sam, when you love somebody, you got to pour out too. I mean, but you got to have something in order to pour into somebody else. And that's where I think Sam just ain't got what is needed to pour love into somebody else because he doesn't have it for himself. Sorry, I understand where he's going, but Jasmine was right. He's giving F-boy energy. He's giving party, giving player. Why would I want to have a deep conversation with you at the bar? That is not the place for me with deep conversations. The deep conversation I want is at the bottom of my glass and bartender, not at the bar. Sorry, but Sam, Sam is there, I think, for the gram, as far as what we see.
Wouldn't surprise me. I think he was definitely overthinking when Nicole was about to make the comment relating to her appearance and she put the brakes on. For him to have received that as you know, something to get stuck on, that showed me that he's very much into looks, aesthetics. You know, there's nothing wrong with wanting your partner to be attractive, but in terms of being superficial, yes, that definitely sprung out to me. And I'm sorry, I'm old school. Most guys I know that are old school of a certain age, they're not gonna go and get a nose job to improve their appearance. How you see me is how I look, and that's how I am. And I'm gonna find someone that's gonna take me as I am, take it or leave it. To go spend grands to get a nose job, you must be quite vain to do that.
How much does a nose job cost?
Depends if you go to Turkey or if you stay in the UK and get it. But if you go to somewhere like Turkey, it's probably a couple of grand. If you stay in the UK, it's probably going to be up there in, I don't know, 8 to 10. I don't know. No idea. Never looked into it myself.
So again, we have someone who has, and we'll get to her later on, we have someone who has altered their appearance to be more appealing in the dating world, yet they have still struck out.
Yeah, and that's where the frustration came when he threw the glass. He like, man, this girl ain't even seen me yet. And I still got dumped. I went and got this nose job to be more accepted. And I got dumped without this girl even seeing me behind the screen. So yeah, he was pissed.
You don't even see how good you have it if you would me.
No, you know what? It's funny. Now you lot are saying, I actually remember back in the other episodes, episode 1, where he was talking about his looks. I do remember that part. I do forgot about that as well, that he was talking about how basically people come up to him and, you know, people are not really seeing him for who he is because of, you know, how almost in a sense hinting how much high value he actually is. And I think what it showed obviously again was that unfortunately he hasn't worked on the inner part of himself and has not seen that actually the reason why he's probably striking out is that his inner parts have not been changed. He's not been transformed, and has not learned how to encapsulate other people into his world. Whatever rejection and whatever pain he's experienced through relationships outside of whatever pain he's experienced in relationships, abandonment, whether it's rejection or whatever he feels like it's happened to him, clearly it's had a profound effect on him because he's in the pods and he's unable to understand, like you said, Elsa, as well, that he must also pour out this is unsightly to see anybody do this. You know what he's doing, which is pour into me, pour into me. It's unsightly, it's insecure, and quite frankly, it's unattractive. If man or woman does it. But there is something even more unsightly to see a grown-ass man telling you about nobody pours into me. I'm not saying that you shouldn't say you want people to pour into you. What I'm saying to you is that in essence, your job is to pour into people, right? And so, you know, when you're hearing him saying nobody pours into me, almost like nobody loves me, nobody wants me, it's very, very much down on yourself. It is very much the, you know, I don't have to describe it. There's a word for it. I'm trying to think of it. It'll come to me later on about the way that he actually does the way he does. It's like it becomes you might almost feel people apathetic. It's like, bro, you're making people feel like it almost becomes it becomes manipulative in the way that you almost want to garnish sympathy for having never been loved, never been cared for. I want someone to love me so badly, blah, blah. You're the one that's going to see me. You're the one that's going to love me. You're the one that's going to make me feel so understood. And it's, in essence, it is unattractive. He's actually anti-seductive. And the question is, why did Nicole see it? And that tells me about Nicole's discernment too. It's off the charts. And in reality, she didn't need to choose BENIYAH or him, because actually she made the right choice of BENIYAH. BENIYAH a fool too. No, not in that baddest way, but he weren't ready to be committed. Okay,
nope.
He was supposed to be ready to be committed. So she actually made the right choice, not choosing BENIYAH. I think she just thought to herself, I don't have any choice to make. And actually, that's also a problem for Nicole too. Because why do you feel like you have no other choice to make, like walking away from the show? You know what I mean? Like, why do you not feel that way? So now we got to look at Nicole's aspect too, because why you want to double back on BENIYAH when he said he's not ready for a relationship? He wasn't even sure if he could commit to you. Why you want to double back? So let me leave her because we're talking about Sam. But yeah, wait, how the hell did we get on to Sam when we're in Jazz and Bobby? Oh my god!
Because they talked about them. You played the clip of them talking about them. We could be on Jasmine and Bobby.
Let's stick to Sam. We're already there, innit? You know what I'm saying to you? We'll come back to them. We'll come back to them. I just realized, I'm like, wait, we're rinsing Sam. Wait, what's going on? We're in Jazz and Bobby. Yeah.
Because Jasmine dated Sam and she clocked him.
Yeah, she clocked him. Yeah, she clocked him. She clocked him from early. So yeah, let me let someone else jump in. Sorry about that. There's their thoughts. Go for it. One Sam, by the way. So
yeah. As I say, I just feel like I don't even think their connection is going to last purely as well, because when the screen came back, I didn't see the connection that I would have expected. The other couples kissed and embraced, and there were tears and there was relief and all the other stuff. I didn't necessarily get that from this couple, from Sam and Nicole. And Sam was making a lot of declarations that basically displayed his neediness. And I can see where that would be off-putting. And I also detect that Nicole isn't feeling him anyway. I kind of saw that she was, I think when he said, I think I love you, that was when the light bulb went off in her mind. And she kind of felt awkward. She looked like she was yesing and knowing at the same time. So that to me was like, she ain't 100%. And if she does try and spin the block on BENIYAH the snake, I hope he doesn't take her back, because she doesn't need either of them. To be honest, I think she's still healing from, or still needs to heal from the failed marriage she had. I think what she's trying to do is make amends for the first marriage not working, and trying to, you see like the clip that you played with Denzel saying, I'm gonna leave here with something. I think that's what Nicole's doing.
Not BENIYAH the snake. They're gone to JR.
Yeah.
We'll get there. I didn't think it was a snake, but okay, we'll hold that one. But yeah, I think for Sam, he is an opportunist. He didn't realize it. I'm hoping he didn't realize it. But Nicole was raw from her talk with BENIYAH. She was raw from the realization that he really could not commit. He wasn't ready to commit, not giving her the assurances she wanted. So for someone now to come around and give you the assurance, You know, it's like he just fit, you know, the mold right there. It was fake assurances. I mean, we all are like, he's pretentious, he's this. Even Jasmine told her, girl, he said the same thing to me on the second day. Girl, he told me the same thing. And she still wouldn't listen. So Nicole wants to believe the fairy tale that she has written. And Sam has given her that. Well, she believes Sam has given her that, even though we can hear differently. She's hearing through rose-colored earpieces because we're all like, Sam says, you know, the nice guy finishes last, so he's not being nice. You know, Sam says, you know, everybody doesn't give me a chance. Girl, there's a reason the women of the world aren't giving him a chance. So Nicole just wanted to hear what she wanted to hear. She was still raw from BENIYAH. I don't think BENIYAH was a snake. I don't believe in talking about the other person on your date. But I mean, BENIYAH, what is she supposed to do with that information? How can she verify it? There's no reason. You don't even need to say Sam. You need to just say, hey, you know, I am genuine. I'm here for you. Please use your discernment. You don't even have to bring up Sam.
That's why he's a snake, because he brought up his rival in the situation to try and down him and make himself, you know, I'm here to protect you. You know, I've only got your best interest at heart. You've known this girl 5 seconds. You don't know nothing about her, bro. You're performative to try and make yourself look good in her eyes.
But then he's letting you know who he is. Because my description, what I thought would be snake-like behavior, of not telling you exactly what it is, but still putting doubt in your mind.
Right. And he did that. He put doubt in her mind. She's already confused between the two. Clearly, she's trying to decide which one is the better fit for her. But whatever he saw in the men's quarters from Sam that made him, you know, say, you know what, I'm the better man for Nicole. Like you said, you go in there and you say, listen, this is what I'm prepared to do for you. This is how I feel about you. Do you feel the same about me? You don't need to bring up the other guy. Why are you bringing up the other guy and saying, I think he's not here for the right reasons. I think he's superficial. I think he's this, that, the other. Now you're adding more than you need to.
First of all, BENIYAH should have been like, since you prefer Sam, I'm out. Because if that's what you're going to pick, then I seriously got to wonder about you.
He can't say that. BENIYAH's a hobo. BENIYAH ain't got no house. He ain't got no crib. He ain't got no stability.
Now, time out. I've been fighting in the chats all over these streets about house sitting. Y'all gonna call the man a hobo because he house sitting?
Well, let's put it this way. If he says, come back to my crib tonight, Nicole, is it going to be his crib or is it going to be a house that he's sitting at?
It's a house he's sitting at. It's his crib for the next month.
Right. So is that going to be stability to have a marriage and build whatever family unit they intend to build?
Well, that's on them.
From house to house, depending on where he's being employed to look after.
That I understand, JR. I know a married couple that they house sit all year, 10 months out of the 12 months of the year, all over the world. That's what they do. They house sit from country to country. So I guess that's why I'm a little bit, you know, not as rolling him over the coals. You know, yes, he does not have a home base, but I wouldn't call a man homeless. He at least found a place to stay.
See, but this is the thing. If he had a home base, then I wouldn't be saying, okay, he's a hobo. If he had a home base, then that's stability. He's got somewhere where he can take her back. They could potentially move in together and do life together. And for his work, he may be required to be away from time to time at different properties.
Well, it's quick for him to move in. It's quick. He ain't got no lease to worry about.
I know. So he can move in with her. And
he can move in quickly.
But he may only be there temporarily because his job may be requiring him to move somewhere else. Like he may be like, you know, I'll move in with you, And then in 2 weeks, I've got to move here. And then in 2 weeks, I'm going to be over this place. And it's not stable.
Isn't he a landscaper?
Probably is. He looks like
structural landscaper. That's what it says.
It looks like he smokes a lot of landscape. I'll tell you that.
We
got the whole hippie look going on. The man bun.
He reminds me of a similar dude in Maps Australia. Was the same.
Yeah.
But hey, the hitchhiking all the way to Belfast was enough to make me say, "Beniyah, you too strange for me."
So that's what I'm saying to you. Man's hitchhiking. He ain't even got a vehicle then. Man's hitchhiking. He literally can't even afford an Uber right now. He's from next to Ireland or whatever.
Ireland is far, you know. It's not a close hitchhike. It's a far distance as well, bro. Like it's legit like a journey. I can't lie to you. That's a
far.
good drive.
That's deep dark crevices.
A couple hours.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
That's a good couple hours at least. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely hear what you lot are saying. Yeah, I'll leave it to you, Beniyah. I think it was a little bit snakish what he did to Sam. He didn't need to say anything.
Wait a minute, then Steven snakish too, because Steven co-signed. Steven said you should do it.
Yeah, Steven sent him to the grave. But Steven's not in that relationship. So yeah, hey, he can send him to the grave. Yeah. Sent Beniyah to that grave. Easy, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's not even having a bro code. It's just a case of the fact that you actually wouldn't have had any competition had you stayed stable. You know what I'm saying to you? Like you didn't know you had it so good, right? It's an indication when you have to do that you're not confident in your own latent abilities and skills. And that's the problem with snaking people like that, which is it actually doesn't make you look better. It doesn't make you better. It just makes the competition. Yeah, you might tarnish a competition, right? But this is not politics. This is dating. This is relationships. So in politics, you can throw mud and sling mud, right? And people are going to choose a side because they're going to believe who they're going to believe. But in relationships, no matter the heart, look, you may sling that mud and get away with it for now. Tomorrow, she's going to remember that you slung that mud and be like, oh, so you can do that to him. What can you do to me? Do you know what I mean? Like, so he didn't need to say anything because he was already in the lead. He had old girl cornered and ready. But I think the reality of the situation was he started fretting. I think he started realizing that, you know what, after he said that answer, he couldn't give an answer about committing. He sensed the energy shift. And that's what was like, okay, do you know what? And that told me that you don't have no game at all. Because if their shift was happening and then that made you want to go to the low ball, that told me that, that tells me that, you don't have the skills, bro, to really be able to put yourself on the line. And actually, you would have won this game. Even after you said that, if you had gone back in and said, Nicole, you know what, I've changed my mind, I really, really want you. That's why he should have left it. He started off with like, oh man, I got to tell you something. And he was sweating and pacing, walking up and down. I got to tell you something about, because I really care about you. If you did, you'd shut your mouth and commit, man. And that would have been it. And let her choose. And you know what I'm saying to you? Instead, he didn't, right? Yeah. Instead, he didn't. And now she also thought, and my thing is, Nicole is a saver hoe. She's a saver captain, saver hoe, because you saved Sam. You had no reason to save him because you heard everything you heard and you still wanted to save him. And that tells me about your particular aspect too. All three of them, clueless. And so, and I mean, all jokes aside, but, I think the reality of the situation, I do feel like Nicole is a save him, captain, save him, because didn't need to save Sam. It's almost if you're going back to Beniyah, you're gonna save Beniyah too, right? And it's like, Nicole, I'm gonna need you to get it together. I'm gonna need you to get it together. Stop trying to save these men, okay? Because what does that say about you and your particular value of yourself? How do you view yourself that you want to keep saving people, right? And underneath the guise of I'm giving people chances, yeah, babe, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying to you? So yeah, I do think it's a bit political.
Does I would have asked, Beniyah about his life skills, because if he is, traveling all over, doesn't have a home base, does he know the regular thing of paying a light bill every month? Does he have that kind of built into him that he has certain monthly financial responsibilities? Well, when is the last time you had a long-term lease? And how long did you stay? That would be a question.
Valid. That's very valid. And also he says he hadn't had a relationship since when? 2012, something like that.
Yep, 12 years
12
ago.
years ago.
That was his last long-term lease too. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. So, you know, we don't know if this guy is stable in terms of like where he lives, but having not had a relationship in so long, the dating market and the way dating goes has changed significantly since 2012. You know, we've seen a massive shift in the last 5-6 years into a whole different realm of dating. So he may not realize that it's actually a requirement to be secure and stable and all these other things nowadays, but he needs to realize that pretty quickly. And Nicole isn't a saver hoe, she's a saver hobo, because she's gonna go and save Beniyah by spinning the block, because she realized she may have made a mistake. I think as soon as she saw Sam, she was like, yeah, you know what, this ain't who I thought I was talking to. I need to go and see the other guy for reassurance that I've made the right decision. So I'm not gonna go to Greece or wherever and do the honeymoon thing. I'm gonna cancel that. I want to go see Beniyah. We had a connection as well. See how he looks and all that stuff, and you know, maybe build on that connection. But like I said, I hope Beniyah is like, you know what, I put my best foot forward. It wasn't enough. You know, what will be, because he's gonna be second fiddle, and he's gonna always have in his mind that she picked Sam over him initially, and he may not be able to get over that.
And she is the you know, second choice because Jasmine dumped Sam. So let me ask this, because it also, when they met, I thought they hesitated for a second, because now we also got the swirl going on. What is the, you know, welcoming for like Sam's family and Nicole's family for someone of a different race in the UK?
Yeah. I mean, it does happen quite often here, but yeah, it's a very valid situation. We don't know if her ex-husband was Caucasian too. We have no idea.
Because I'm like, it looked like, oh my gosh, I had all these things I was thinking. Race was not one of them that I was thinking I was going to have to deal with. And, you know, she already thought Beniyah had dreadlocks.
Yeah.
So are you now...
She wanted him to have dreadlocks.
Right. Now, are you going to go to Beniyah thinking he got dreadlocks, and you meet him in a cafe and it's like, dang, he blonde? Oh my gosh.
Exactly. Yeah. He's homeless. He's got dreadlocks. He ain't had a relationship since 2012. You know, those would all be concerning to most people. But like I said, I think she's trying to make up and overcompensate for the previous marriage going wrong. And she's trying to make sure that she comes away with something this time. Unfortunately, I think she's underwhelmed with Sam. And I think she may have botched whatever could have possibly happened with Beniyah. And
right, because apart from all of that, I think Beniyah is a slow burn, and this is not the show for a slow burn type of person. You've got 10 days.
He looks like he definitely slow burned something.
That was not for you to get into that joke.
He looks like he's burning something very slow.
He burning the landscape. He burning the landscape.
Yeah,
that means he's a good gardener because he got lots of greenery.
Oh yeah, he does a lot of weeding.
I'm still stuck on the saber hobo, to be honest, but I'm with you. That is epic. That one there was crazy, yo. Man took the hoe and added a bow at the end. Okay. So obviously Nicole, Sam, Beniyah situation, love triangle in that respect as well. Somebody obviously mentioned about the fact that obviously, you know, we know that Bliss and Zach double back, and I can't lie to you, I was wrong about Zach and Bliss. You know, I thought I thought him going back was a wrong move. I think I like to say that these are not rules. They are exceptions to the rule. Okay, because he doubled back after getting rejected. He didn't double back because he wanted to double back. He doubled back because he got rejected. You know what I'm saying? She with Bliss and Zach. So these are exceptions. They're not rules, meaning that these situations at the point in time, there are anomalies, and they do happen. You know what I'm saying, Chu? So, you know, but can Nicole double back now on BENIYAH? I personally think she can. Because he needs saving. He needs a house. So I think this actually can work. I'm so sorry.
In the car. In the car. Remember, we hitchhiking.
I'm sorry. I gotta be professional. Some of these guys might watch it and they won't come for an interview now. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Can it work? Can a double back work? Can a double back work? Can Nicole double back onto BENIYAH? Can that work?
It can work in some instances, but again, the person would either be needy or considered desperate to allow that to happen, because they're not they're the second choice, right? A lot of people would have a problem with, wow, you're accepting being second best. Nah, like they didn't want you initially. You need to let them go. And I think if BENIYAH has any type of ego about him or competitiveness about him, he clearly doesn't like Sam. And to be fair, the house was divided with Sam and BENIYAH. More guys went to console BENIYAH than were around Sam. I think only 2 people were talking to Sam. Everybody else was over with BENIYAH. So maybe there is something in the way that Sam behaves and the way he speaks, and they've just edited it. But it's definitely made him come across as someone that is not really liked. Whereas BENIYAH, even though more people like him, like I said, he's just not stable. I don't think he's ready for the type of relationship that maybe Nicole is looking for. And I hope that she's not looking for, not a rebound, because we don't know how long ago the marriage ended, but I hope she's not trying to rush into something and find someone quickly to repair something that she hasn't taken the time to work on herself.
Well, let's give Nicole some props. She didn't just go to Greece to go to Greece. She said, hey, this ain't it. Whatever her reasons are, the ring on the wrong finger. But this ain't it.
Yeah.
And I am not going to continue with Sam, and you can go home.
Well,
she at least made that, she did that ahead of time instead of going to Greece and going all the way on the vacation.
There was something to the ring thing. She put the ring on the wrong finger, on the wrong hand. When he proposed, he was fumbling, and she took the ring and put it on the right hand. Then realized it was on the wrong hand, and then now. And
she's done this before, so she knows what finger the ring goes on because she's had a ring on that finger.
So how is it Sam's fault when she put it on the wrong hand herself?
And that is exactly how her relationship with Sam have to be. She would have to take from him what she wants because he's not going to freely give it.
Mm.
That's what I saw a precursor for. He's wanting to love, love, love. I think I love you is all you're going to get. So you're going to have to like pull teeth with Sam to get what you need. He couldn't even take the ring out the box. It's like, and I wonder if that is Nicole. Let the man do what he needs to do. If it takes him 5 minutes to take the ring out the box, let the camera crew roll and let it show his nervousness. But she just took it upon herself to do his job.
Mm-hmm. Take it and put it on.
There you go.
Right. And then
I did not realize Nicole was so short and Sam was so tall.
Yeah, he's huge compared to her.
Ooh.
Like she's got to be 4 foot nothing, and he's got to be about 6'8".
all the men seem tall too, but
yeah, they do. There was, and in the comments there was definitely no kiss. There was no embrace to make me feel like there was an attraction there. So, is this a couple that are trying to fit a need from the person rather than actually the attraction and chemistry being the main priority? Is it that he's so needy, he needs a cheerleader, and she is trying to make amends from the previous marriage? But BENIYAH isn't it. You know, if she thought, you know what, I'm gonna go and spin the block, but I give her grace because she hasn't seen him physically. But
Yeah,
I don't think, you know, that should necessarily work out either. That's gonna be mad. So what if he says yes, they go to Greece and then spend time to get to know each other, knowing that she's already picked someone else? It's gonna be crazy.
yeah. I definitely hear you on that, guys. I definitely hear you on that. I'm not going to be mad at it. Okay, let's shift it. Let's talk about Jazz and Jazz plus. Oh crap! Jazz
Bobby.
plus Bobby, and I'll play the clip again. Obviously, clearly. Let's get that going. Sultry.
I mean, from Sam and I's conversations, I did see quite a lot of red flags. I just got quite a judgmental vibe from him. And with Nicole, she's the complete opposite.
You know what? Ladies are very interesting. They always say, listen, I got from Nicole, got completely different energy. She's just not like that. Baby, you not see the fact she lacks it is not a red flag? Okay. Anyway. What's your thoughts on Bobby and Jazz? What was your thoughts on them? I mean, I kind of like them. I can't lie to you. Or at least, you know, in the pods, it looked nice. I can't lie to you. I'm wondering. No, I can't lie to you. They look comfy. I can't lie to you. I don't want to make the judgment. I'm trying not to be the judgmental type nowadays. You know what I mean? Trying to change, but I'll make it anyway. I do feel like that she does like him, yeah, but I think he's definitely not her type. Like, I have a feeling like, you know, and I'm just saying this as a just observation for me. I'm not saying that necessarily it's the truth, right? It's just more of a, it's given she gonna like him for 2 years, then cheat on him in the third. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's given when her type come along, she gonna cheat on him in the third. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it felt like a little bit. But that's just me just being judgmental. Like, she may genuinely like him, but she said it's not unusual type, then there you go. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just didn't see it. Not because I don't think they're equally matched, you know, anything like that. But it's just the way that, baby girl, you were liking Sam too. So my issue is I'm looking at you sideways. Yeah, you changed your mind later on, but I'm looking at you sideways that he was even in the first place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you had enough conversations to rule him out. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Rather than do you know what I'm saying to you? I'm thinking about myself, what do you want? Yeah, someone said she's used to dating the chocolate bars. I think so as well a little bit. I think she might have been expecting, you know, the 6 foot dark skinned chocolate brother with, you know, a little physique in him. You know what I'm saying? A little bad boy. Yeah, a little tag,
That's what she said.
Talk to me. What's your thoughts?
That's what she said. She said she's used to dating the bad boy look with all the tattoos. And Bobby is clean cut. And the only thing with Jasmine that I kind of side eye, though I think they're cool and everything, she keeps saying he looks cute.
You said it.
I don't want, I may be judging her and projecting. I don't want a man that's cute. Cute is what I use for a little kid. Cute is what you do when you tap somebody on the top of their head. You cute. But, you know, she said he's, you know, okay, he's clean cut. You know, I wonder if JR also gonna call him hobo because he been living on the cruise ships. If he have a place UK size. But yeah, she just says constantly that every time she says cute, I cringe. Though I do think they can possibly work. They have some things to work out, but he definitely is opening up to her. She is, you know, certainly open to accepting all that he shares with her. But it's the cute part that just, you know, hits me hard.
Yeah, I think with this couple, lifestyle compatibility again. He spends most of his time on the cruise ship for employment. She's a therapist. And when she first started talking, I was like, yeah, red flag, instant. Like, flag on the plate. Because she seemed to at times be psychoanalyzing some of the guys that she's speaking to in the pods. people do that anyway when, you know, silently you process what the person's saying to you and you make assumptions or you come to conclusions. But there's something in the way that she was doing it where I was like, that she's going to be a nightmare to deal with, because anything you do, she's going to pigeonhole you or give you a Venn diagram or something like that. So that was my concern with her initially. Then I think when they met physically, I thought they made a good couple aesthetically. There seemed to be an attraction there, genuine chemistry, a genuine spark. Now, how does it look when he's away for work on those cruise ships and she's coming home to an empty house or by herself? That's where I'm thinking they're going to have a problem, especially if he isn't her usual type. You know, she may just be like, you know what, there's not enough physical attraction there. He's not my usual type and he's never here. He's never home. So yeah, that's where I think this one's going.
But then as we're talking about it in the chat, he said he's going to stop the cruise ship life and have another career. He doesn't have an established career. He doesn't have, right. And he's, you know, I guess I'm not at the suite level at the cruises to have a luxury shopper. So how does that going to translate, you know, UK side? Is he going to find something in that realm? So he's starting a whole new career.
Yeah. So we don't know if he has transferable skills. We don't know if he has a degree. We don't know much about anything like that. But when he did state his occupation, I was like, so what? You just literally go and buy stuff for people who can't be bothered to walk around and buy it themselves? Okay. But if you're looking for a stable relationship, marriage, etc., being away from home as much as he is, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough, because it's not a long distance relationship where someone, you know, you're meeting someone from another country. This person is based in the UK too, right? So they're just gonna be always away. And if he does find something else, will there be a transition period of him being unemployed, or, you know, how will she view that or handle that while he's making that shift? Will she be supportive in that?
Right, because he said he lived in Mexico for about 5 months. She, though, says that she has moved around a bit. We don't know, you know, where. But my concern with Jasmine is she said her mom is her best friend. Does mom know, or does mom have boundaries? Because that could certainly hurt a relationship.
Of course. Could be like, what's his name? Jeezy and his ex-wife, now Ginny May or whatever her name is. You know, the mum could be interfering because she obviously cares about who her daughter's with. But and I think she is of like Filipino descent, at least by the way she looks. So if there is that connection with her mum, maybe the mum may be overbearing and have a lot to say about who she's with and how the relationship goes. Who knows? It does happen. But like I said, for the most part, they look good together. There is an attraction there, some type of spark. But yeah, lifestyle-wise going forward, do they work? That would be my thing.
Listen, I mean, personally, I think any woman that starts calling a man cute tells me all I need to know. That's an emasculation waiting to happen. I'm going to say that now. She sees him as a little boy. She sees him as a little pet. Okay. All right. Now, of course, there are exceptions to the rule. There are some women who just didn't realize they're calling him cute. A lot of women know what they're doing when they call him cute. Subconsciously, she is not seeing him on the same level. You know what I'm saying to you? And it's nothing to do with his height. The height is part of it, but it's not to do with his height. It's to do with the energy he brings and that she is looking at and perceiving as a particular type of way. She sees him as a young boy, as somebody who she has some dominance over as well. You know what I'm saying to you? It's almost unsavable at this point. You know what I mean? When they say those things, to turn it around is very, very difficult. He's gonna have to start proving to her that he's not this small boy. You know what I mean? And so that's gonna be very difficult to overturn. As well, you know what I mean? So like I said, she might enjoy it for a while, but when she finally gets into that place where she wants that masculine energy that she thinks she needs to get, that's where we might see some problems. So yeah, that's interesting that she said he was cute and stuff. And I think obviously you know, with her saying obviously with her type being the bad boys as well, right? It's very much like it's very much like Ollie, right? You trying something different. Okay, you trying something different, but are you actually ready for are you ready for the constriction of a diet? You know, sometimes you have to change your diet, right? But you're not ready for the diet change. Like I'm trying to fast. Sometimes I'm not ready for that diet that fast. I can't lie to you, because I know I'm gonna change some things around, right? To receive what I want to receive. And so maybe she may be ready, maybe not. I don't know. But just calling a man cute, we've seen this before. You know what I mean? I remember the other person who said that was cute, if I remember correctly, was a couple of seasons ago in Love Is Blind US, was Olga that went a bit crazy. What's her name? The one that was with Marshall and I can't remember the other girl, whatever name, but she called him Toto, whatever, and it was not the greatest word to call somebody who's your man. So like whenever women start that way, they're inadvertently showing you disrespect, like letting you know. Now I'm not saying that this like she's done no disrespecting by calling him cute, but I'm saying in the sense of it is that kind of letting the person know that I don't see you on a particular level. You know what I'm saying, Chu? Jackie and Marshall. You know what I'm saying to you? Because you never heard her say that old boy was cute. Did you hear Jackie? Jackie never called that man cute. And I'm sure here with Jazz, she wouldn't call a man cute if he was her tattooed up. Will she say it's cute? That would never come out of her mouth, bro. Okay, so cute is not the cutest word to use on somebody. Okay, excuse the double pun there. You know what I mean? But yeah, any other thoughts on those two before we shift it?
I think the cute thing came about because of like he may have boyish features, like he may be young looking. So I didn't really read that much into it, but I can definitely see where you're coming from.
Has a girl called you cute before, bro? That you dated?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a sad day, bro. Sorry to hear that.
Where's it a red flag?
At least you're not a homosexual, so I think you'll be okay.
Cute is not what you want to roll. Cute is not what you want to roll around in the sheets with. Just saying.
Wait. We need the context of cute. Did she call you cute because you did something that was like cute? Because that's a different kind of cute. If you say, "Oh, that's so cute," like you did something like they're trying to play with you, or you mean that she said to you, "You're actually cute," that's different kind of cute.
No, she hasn't said, "Oh, you're actually cute." No, she hasn't said it like that. But I have been called cute before many times.
Yeah,
but that was before I got the old man beard. That's why I got it actually, to have that more well-traveled look.
We're gonna change that for you. Okay, all right.
See, he didn't like cute.
You see, you ain't gonna be cute. You ain't gonna be called cute from here on outwards. Okay, we're gonna put some thug in you. All right, we're gonna put some thug in you. That's what we're gonna do. Pause. That was hella wild. Y'all see that video of the anchor man, and the guy says to him something about riding the D, and he's like. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. I need to stop playing. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Any last words on this situation? Sorry. Elsa, did you want to add anything on top of the chassis and Bobby? All right. Cool. Let me shift it from them. All right. Cool. All right. Let me shift it from them. Who is left? And my brain is now trying to think.
Tom, Natasha, Maria.
Thank you.
Lots of triangles. It
was just actually really good this season. It's actually really, really powerful.
And after this is Demi and Ollie.
Thank you, because that's the last one we're going to end on. But let me get a clip for you guys on Tom, Maria, and Natasha. I mean, Natasha could not hold her smile when she saw that old girl had not been picked, boy. Not saying that she should be, but I'm just saying she could not hold that smile back. She was struggling in that corner, boy. Olga was on her side like Ezekiel in the Bible, but she was smiling, blood, in that corner. So let's play a little clip.
Feel her skin on my lips was just such a beautiful experience.
Doesn't it feel so
See that, bro?
bizarre? Not like bizarre, but just like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Spent so much time getting.
Can't lie to you, the physical chemistry is insane. Can't lie to you, like, yeah, their chemistry is insane. I can't lie to you. The way he be stroking her hair, I thought this guy was Mice and Men. Can't lie to you, the way he was stroking her hair. But you know, he really was into her. She seemed to be really into him too, because they meet, and you can tell when people got instant chemistry because when they meet in the middle, they grab each other, they kiss, they don't hesitate. Like he pulled her in at one point. He held her waist and pulled her in. He said, "Let me get about Moroccan nights, okay? All right." Pulled her in and got a little kiss off. So, and you know, so much kissing that his lips were pink with the lipstick she had on. So that told me that there's definitely this physical connection and what he sensed. And it's really weird that people have this physical connection. They have a sexual connection in the pods without seeing each other, which is really, really powerful as human beings. I guess that energy is just energy. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Even when you got a wall in front of you. But what's you guys' thoughts on the Tom Maria and him not choosing Natasha? He said basically she's got a friend vibe. All I heard was really and truly, I just think you're unattractive even though I haven't seen you. That's all I could hear in my head. It's like you're a friend vibe, so I just think you're unattractive and I haven't seen you. But what was your thoughts on this, guys, as well? What did you guys think of this situation?
Yeah. Man, he looked like he's ready for some couscous and some kiss. That's what I thought. He's ready to go all in on her. He seems very awkward though, very anxious, very awkward for a guy, like very conflicted. For a good while, seeing Tom, I was like, man, this dude don't look like he's ready to be on a show like this. And I think he felt the magnitude of the situation when it came down to, you know, having to choose between Maria and I can't remember the other chick's name, but he she took it badly, and when he did let her down, and I think he genuinely felt conflicted and hurt by that. But I also feel like he made the right choice, and it needed to happen. You can't pick two; you got to pick one. He chose Maria. Maria seems very straightforward. I think the Moroccan heritage may be a factor, because if she is Muslim, then there's definitely a cultural difference. But will there be a cultural barrier? Like, will he be okay with accepting some of the cultures that she practices and traditions? Would the food be too spicy for him, being that his taste buds are very bland? And conversely, how will her family accept him? Has she dated guys like him before in terms of ethnicity and all of that? You know, she said she's a rebel to the grain. She's a black sheep. She's got the okay to do her own thing in terms of how she's dating. So that's a good step. And the attraction, the chemistry, the spark was definitely there. So I do have good hopes for them. Hopefully he relaxes now into getting to know and enjoy her, and she likewise feels like she's got what she's been looking for in this experiment, and it goes well for them.
Ladies, you know when a man is really into you, he doesn't mind wearing your lipstick. He does not mind that lipstick rubbing off on his collar, his face, and wearing it himself. Because usually it's I can't be seen wearing your lipstick. And he knows this is being filmed. He knows he will be on international television wearing your red lipstick. Also, Maria, you know you might want to kiss this man. Why are you wearing red lipstick? Why are you even putting him in this position to choose? Sorry, I would have chosen red, but hey, he's really into her. He's wearing the lipstick with pride. He's like, I don't care. He did his confessional with the lipstick on. He didn't even wipe it off. So I'm telling you, Tom is really into her. I'm not sure about the, spices of it all, but he said he felt the connection. He felt like he could wake up with her. But this is another men's lounge influence, because he said he was stalemate. And that other gentleman said, well, can you see raising your children and managing your household? And that's what got Tom. And Tom is like, yeah, it's either spice or no spice. And he went with Maria. And as he said, he felt the chemistry. The chemistry was there when they met. But I hope this is not a case of it'll fizzle out real quick. I'm hoping it's not real hot and real scorchy, and then there's ashes real quick. Because he also said, yeah, you're not going to stop working, are you? You're not trying to be the whole housewife and I'm going to carry the whole household, are you? Mm-hmm. He's like, I just want to make it clear. She's like, well, I want to be home for the first few years of my kid's life. He's like, I don't want to miss it either. So there's a compromise that Tom and her need to have. They'll discuss it. It is not as glaring as, some of the other folks, but I do understand with Tom. There's something with Natasha. She's very, great to talk to. She was personable. He can really get to know her and really feel safe in her presence, but he didn't feel like this could be my wife and this could be my forever, which I'm sure we have all been in that situation where we have been with someone and it is comfortable, it is easy, but we're like, dang, why am I here? I can't see this long term. So I think that's where Tom was. And I do like to see, their, bond. My concern is, Tom is trying to fill the shoes of her dad. He did say it. He said, I will fill that dad energy you were looking for and bring that, to the relationship. If he doesn't live up to it, if that's her expectation, I want to know how they navigate that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's a very great point, because the father-daughter bond that she may have had could have been a very strong one. And, even though the father passed away during COVID, which wasn't that long ago, the height of the epidemic, I would have thought, there's still a void. And I think it was kind of dangerous for him to make such a bold statement to fill the void that was left behind by her father not being present. I could understand why he said it, because he wants to put her at ease, to say, listen, I am the man for you. I'm prepared to do the things necessary to make you happy and all that stuff, right? I get it why he said it, but I just think that was it's kind of too early to make such a bold declaration, because like you rightly said, if he doesn't live up to the standard or the vision that she has of her father, then there may be problems that result, like arguments that may follow. She may say, you know what, my dad would have handled the situation like this and you're not, so you're less of a man than my dad is. And that's an emasculation right there, right? So I can definitely see that not going too well. But I also think that with regards to the stay-at-home stuff, culturally, it may be the practice of the mum being a stay-at-home mum is more commonplace. They may not have a Western view of both men and women have to go out and work to maintain your lifestyle. They may still have this culture where it's the man that goes out to work and is typically the breadwinner, and the lady stays at home, at least for the first few years while the children are in their formative years. And that's very big in some cultures. So for him to adamantly say, nah, you're going to be out there working just like me, I think that could be a potential stumbling block too.
My other stumbling block with it is Tom also was abandoned by his dad.
Yeah.
So how is he going to fill that, role has he had, you know, a stepdad, or has he had other males in his life that can show him what that role should look like? Because otherwise we stumbling around.
Yeah. And the wound that Tom may have from his dad not being there, how has that affected him and how he views his role, right? Because that's going to be important too. What type of father did he have? Is he trying to be similar to how his father was in memory of his father, or is he trying to distance himself and be different in some way? So those are things that they'll need to explore. But it is something they both have in common. They both have a void in that father space. So that's something that obviously bonded them when they were in the pods. And now they've got a physical element going as well, where there's that connection there. Then hopefully they can navigate their way through it and find success.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you on that. And yeah, he's got the daddy issues as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he handles maybe being rejected or any kind of feelings of being abandoned by by her. Also, like I said, I think the Muslim aspects are a very difficult one to deal with as well in terms of culture. And someone said as well, she almost backtracked when it came to the being at home situation, whether she wants to stay at home or not, or work. Like, sis, if you want to stay, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, hold it down. You want to be a stay-at-home mom, don't try to change for this situation, because what's going to happen is later on in a relationship, you're going to be like, oh, I really want to be a stay-at-home mom, and you're going to be like, but we know what we agreed on. You know what we agreed on, so get your ass back into work. You know you can't take no time off. You know we got to get his bills paid. So, and that's their prerogative. Again, no one's saying that it's wrong or right per se. It's up to them. But yeah, it's a situation is this ain't cute. You know what I mean? If you're gonna change your mind, and it means to use the word cute again, but they don't need to change your mind. Like, be real with what you want. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So that you don't get what you don't want. Do you know what I mean? You want to be able to, get what you want and enjoy the life you want to enjoy. So this is a time that you want to be able to say, actually, I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to do my thing. I'm not going to allow myself to be cheated out of what I actually want. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Cool. You know what I mean? Don't do what you got to do just because you want to be chosen, man, because it's long for everybody. It never works in the long run for anybody, to be honest, if I'm honest with you. But yeah. Anybody else got any thoughts on them before we go on to the last one?
Just that he said he's never been able to give himself fully into a relationship.
That is very true. He did say that.
Yep. So is this the first time for this something that he's going to get right the first time, or is it going to hinder their connection?
That's the question. I think obviously if you've never put yourself in a fully position to be actually in a relationship, that means you're always ready to run. You're always in the space of running. You're always in the space of getting out of there. You're always in the space of I just need one reason to get exit. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to watch. It's gonna be interesting to see how they flow. Go for it.
And that's why I think I picked up the nervousness or the anxiety or whatever it was. Like, he just seemed very uncomfortable at times. And that may be it. Maybe this is a situation or a relationship where now, look, this is serious. You're going to get married to this person and possibly do life with them. And I think he was struggling with, getting to grips with that side of it. This ain't just you're going to go and meet and go on drinks and dates and then all that stuff. You chose to do this experiment, which means you're pretty much going to speed date and then lock someone down if you find someone into marriage straight away. So yeah, it could be tough. But he knows what he's doing. He knows why he came on the show. Maybe it's that time.
Yeah, you ain't telling lies on that one. Okay, let's get to the one that we wanted to discuss, the Demi and thingy
OLLIE.
situation. It's techie, bruv. Demi and Ollie situation. You get me? As well. Before we do, just want to just shout out to you guys. Those who have been joining us, obviously, almost at the 2 hour mark. So this will be the last one. It'll take us right up to the 2 hour mark. I want to thank you guys who've been with us as well on this. I know I'm not really live as much these days. So, you know, a lot of my time is taken because I am coaching most days. So you guys have been screaming at me. And in fact, I've got DMs from a lot of people actually saying they want me to be able to coach and stuff. And I want to tell you this now, I'm not going to. My diary's booked. It is what it is. You know, if you didn't get in, you didn't get in. But then, you know, I thought to myself, hey, look, I really want to help you guys. Okay. You know what I'm saying to you? Now, I'm not going to come off my day. I'm not going to come my day off for free now. Okay. So what I ended up doing is I ended up opening some spaces for you guys. Okay. All right. So if you guys want to be able to get some coaching from myself, I've opened up emergency slots in my diary. Yes, you can queue jump, but you know what happens when you queue jump? You pay more. You know what I'm saying to you? So I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a set price for it. I think it's 100 UK pounds, which is probably about 120, 125 US dollars. I won't lie to you. So if you are somebody who wants to be coached, I know there's a 3-month wait list at the moment for myself and my services, and I really do appreciate everybody who's joining on to it as well. I want to say that thank you for joining us, but if you do want to get some coaching, you can join the emergency slots. That will get you my diary this Monday. You know what I mean? It'll get you my diary this Thursday as well, but it will cost. Okay. All right. So if you do want to be coached and you believe that stuff that we've been talking about has been powerful enough for you to grow, heal, and transform, by all means, please sign up to our emergency coaching. I know a lot of you guys have kept on telling me that, you know, it's too long of a wait. Well, there's an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? It just means it's going to hurt your pocket a little bit more. Okay. All right. So, you know, by the grace of God, all right, use it wisely. Okay. All right, cool. Let's get back to the show. Got one last aspect to deal with as well. Okay. You know, we got DEMI and we also got OLLIE. Let's just play a little bit of a clip.
Just thank you, OLLIE, really, for existing and picking me.
Oh. I love that. It's so cute. It's so cute. So cute. So cute. Oh, it's so cute, isn't it? Really? So cute. Yeah. So cute. Well, the problem with it is sister's made herself one of the boys, and she carries that energy wherever she goes. Now, I've told people about this particular behavior, you know, that you carry that, I want to be one of the boys because you want to be accepted by the boys. It's a wrong thing. Be accepted by the women. Be liked by the boys. That's what you need to be doing. Okay. All right. Be accepted by the women. Be liked by the boys. That's how it works. Okay. Now, this young man here, OLLIE, it really has a problem already because he's trying to make a change. He's trying to make a change. And so, unfortunately, him trying to make a change is going to cause a casualty. I think that casualty will be DEMI. Because I think she struggled first and foremost to even open up in the first place. And then she found herself really liking this guy. And then this guy's really, you know, she ends up telling him she loves him and he loves her. But you know, they get to a point where they're going to reveal themselves. And she was like, when she said she was not going to wear a dress originally, I said, oh, girl, you must, yeah. She's like, okay, this time I'm going to, and this is what made me realize that I need her to come out of this space. Let me tell you why I need her to come out of this space. Because what she said was, I'm going to make an effort and I want him to see me. Well, then, darling, then that means you've been doing it wrong the whole entire time. Why have you not wanted people to see you? That means you know the difference. You're causing yourself your own downfall. You're afraid of people seeing you. Now, I need you to step out of that place and put a little bit more effort in and let people see you, darling. Because you're actually a pretty girl. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But do you know what's not going to make you pretty is your energy. That's what's going to make you one of the boys that you're too laddish in your approach. You got to let me know that, you know, when I see you, put pressure on me. I need to feel some residual pressure when you walk into the room. When you walk in, I'm like, who's that? No, now you're elbowing me in the chest, like, you know, hey. Don't do that, bro. We don't need that, fam. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah? I'm telling you, like, you're laughing because you know I'm telling the truth there. Don't be elbowing me in my ribs, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, you one of the lads and that, or punching me in my arm like you one of the lads, or do you know what I mean? Put me in a headlock. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not saying she's done that. What I'm saying though is that's the energy. So, you know, we want you to it is a comfort zone to be accepted by the lads, because maybe, you know, you of course, and listen, playing football does not make you one of the lads, you know, because you play football with women. So it's not you're not playing with the lads. Do you know what I'm saying to you? You're playing with women. You know, you're playing your she also plays, she does also boxing as well. You're not boxing the lads, and of course the lads might be around, but you're not boxing lads. You know what I'm saying to you? You're still around women. So that energy comes before that point. You know what I mean? I remember there was a girl in primary school. She was such a one. She was always with the lads, always. That girl got to puberty. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she got sense or whatever. That girl decided to be a girl's girl. I'm just gonna say that way, a girl's girl, where she really was dressing in dresses. But she always used to, when she was a kid, she used to wear jeans or wear football boots. She would always wear those things. And she got into her puberty. Somebody started sensing to her, I'm not sure, the Jesus or the Holy Spirit, which one got ahead of her, and told her, listen, change it. And she changed it, and Amanda were after her. So I think with Demi, she just needs to just change that energy, have a bit more confidence, walk into a room like you own it. You know what I'm saying? You have body. You know what I'm saying to you? But I think the reason why is because I don't think she's confident in her own skin. You know what I'm saying to you? I think also the fluctuating weight that she has, as she says, right? Which I think in her instance, probably the fluctuating weight is because of the indiscipline when it comes to food. I'm just going to be honest with you. I know my own self too, my indiscipline, my food. Now, she may have some PCOS, or she may have endometriosis, or may have one of those things. She may do. Well, she hasn't mentioned that, so we don't know that. So I'm going to go off for the fact that you have an indiscipline. You know what I'm saying? Did she mention that, Elsie?
Yes, she did. Endometriosis.
Oh,
she said it.
Oh, yeah, she did she? Yeah, my bad then. I take it back then. I take it back. You're right. She did say it. That's probably why I mentioned it inadvertently. My bad. Sorry. I apologize. I'll give her a bly.
You retract that whole statement.
Huh?
You retract the whole statement, bro.
I retract that last bit of the statement. I mean, she still has to be disciplined.
Even more, because the hormones fluctuate. So she does have to be more disciplined with her food and intake and activity. But she's a very sporty person by what she describes. You know, she has a regular football and boxing habit. And that amount of training and movement does keep most people healthy, active, and in shape. But I think she does have a complex about the way she's perceived, because maybe she's around girly girls and she feels more like a tomboy around girly girls because of her interests. But in actual fact, she's just a sporty girl, right? Maybe she has a hang up and feels like she has to wear jeans because she's not comfortable wearing dresses. That type of stuff. You know, it could be something that she's still struggling to get over. But I think she's found in OLLIE someone that will appreciate her for how she shows up. Problem I see on OLLIE's side is I think he's used to dating the Catherines, blonde hair, you know, out in the club, all those stuff, because he frequents the same club that she does. Those ain't black people club. So I think that may be more his type, but I'm going to take him at his word and say that he did find her attractive. I can definitely see why he would find her attractive. And I think that the combination of her hang-ups with herself and his potentially being used to dating maybe outside his race, or dating someone who looks completely different to her, man, if they combine, that could really cause a problem with their relationship. It seems to look like something's going to go on in the next coming episodes. But I hope they stay on track, because I really liked this couple, the way they interacted in the pods. I thought her gesture was very thoughtful on his birthday. That would have won me over straight away. There would have been no contest. I would have been like, this girl's feeling me. she cares about me enough to do that, like I'm definitely going to be there for her. That's the one. And that's the type of energy he was giving when they're in the pod. He also seemed quite attractive to her when the screens went back and they embraced and all that stuff. And I also think he gave her grace when they went away together. He didn't put the moves on her in the pool to make it seem like it was all about her physical. I think he was trying to give her the grace and say, well, we can build into that. I'm not going to rush it. So there's a combination of things going on with that couple. I have high hopes for them, but I think it's going to be a rocky road, to be honest. That's it?
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm coming at Demi from a different angle. I was Demi. The tomboy girl, hanging around the boys, hanging around the fellas, boxing, sporty, all that stuff. And, you know, when you're younger, you're like, I'd rather preserve the friendships than these boys coming at me when you start maturing. But then you get older and you realize, wait a minute, I've played it safe so the fellas see me as one of the fellas. Now that I no longer wish to be seen as one of the fellas, how do I shift this boat? How do I change the trajectory? And that is a difficult thing. It's kind of like a child actor trying to become, you know, an adult actor and try to get people to change how they see you. And it's also how she presents to the world. And for ladies, those of us who are plus size shapely, sometimes we wear certain clothing to cover ourselves, to not show that shape, to attract certain attention. But now you wish for that attention. So if you are, you know, saying that, you know, you're one of the boys, I'm thinking, as she said, she's constantly in tracksuits. Yes, there are some men that may see the tracksuit and still find you attractive, but what is the attitude to coming off? Are you a lot like one of the fellas in how you communicate as well? Because that used to be me as well until I tapped into my dark artistry and realized, you gotta come out of that if you wish to be seen differently and if you wish to play this game differently. Sorry. But I have hope for Demi. I'm wondering about her support system. I'm wondering about who her friends are, apart from the guys. You know, her family support system. I'm wondering about all of that as well. Because even so, Demi also gives me late bloomer. Because I still see her, the way she came to the reveal, I still saw like high school dance. And she is a 20-something-year-old lady. And I'm like, okay, Demi, maybe she hasn't, you know, blossomed into her adult self yet. That's just my opinion of Demi. But she's a very sweet girl. What she did for his birthday, kudos. I think that put Catherine back on her heels. Catherine didn't even think of anything for Ollie's birthday other than happy birthday. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Catherine saw she was losing Ollie, or she saw she was losing the race, because here is Demi putting her heart and artwork into that card, making an effort. And any man would be looking at that and be like, oh, she filled the room with balloons, got me a slice of cake, and made me a card. Didn't just buy one with production. She made me a card. Any man would look at her and she would be totally surpassing, you know, Catherine.
Absolutely. And
so I really have hopes if Ollie can get out of his head and reconnect. It hurt me when they said, well, let's try talking together in the dark like it was the pods. That hurt me. I don't know if it hurt anybody else, but I was like, we're now out. We're revealing all of ourselves, and you want to go back to the pod to feel connected. That told me Titanic meet iceberg. is going in for a direct hit.
Mm.
I feel sorry for, both of them. He said she is what he's looking for, and she needs that reassurance. And even if they make it, my concern with Demi is, what if your goal to be a mother cannot be achieved? What does that look like? He cannot fill that void. They have so much hills to climb that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is going to be a challenge for both of them. But I don't know. The previews don't give me much faith in it, but hey, we never know.
I think with the previews, they will cut and edit them to make, to give us a cliffhanger to make sure we tune in to see what happens. So I'm hoping that although there are major issues that they're going to encounter, and very quickly, I'm hoping that they do somehow make it work. You did bring up and reinforce some of my points about his attraction to a Catherine type of lady. Catherine didn't put any effort into his birthday, but physically she may be more what he's used to. Whereas Demi did the most to make him feel comfortable, appreciated, and all that stuff on his birthday, but physically may not be the type of that he's used to dating. And for Demi, she didn't really go much into her dating history. She doesn't need to, but it definitely seems like she struggled with getting out of the friend zone. And if that's the case, she's going to put her best foot forward and try and, dress differently and present herself a different way to try and land her man. And rightfully so. This is an opportunity. There's a small window to be in the pod and get to know these people. Obviously, she had Kat vying for Ollie's attention as well, and she won that particular battle based on her personality and how their connection was. I didn't like hearing the let's turn off the lights part, because then that says to me that he wants to have the vision of what she might look like, not actually what he has in front of him. So that was ridiculous. You're here now, you're out the pods, it's time to get to know each other physically. Okay, you don't need to rush into the bed and have sexy time and all that stuff. You can take your time with that if both of you want that. But now it's time to get to know each other. This is what you spent the time in the pods working towards. You've made the choice, you proposed, you've moved on to the next stage. Now it's time to knuckle down. And unfortunately, the previews don't show their connection going so well. But as I say, I'm hoping it's just chopped and screwed to keep us on the edge of our seats about what's going to happen.
As you say that, I'm thinking, is Catherine kind of also a little bit like Sam, changing the story? It's like I'm going to be the bigger person. It's like, sweetie, you lost.
Exactly. I referenced that earlier as well when she made that statement. That was crazy to me. But she is a chameleon too. Right? When she was with Ollie, she presented herself a certain way. I'm out in the clubs. This is where I go. And then when she's with Freddie, or whatever his name is, Freddie, she presents herself as more like a homebody who don't do none of that stuff. Which is her choice, but it's very wishy-washy. Now, this is where the show is messy, because now that they've come out the pods, they're going to get the chance to spend the night together and all that stuff, but now they're going to interact with the people, the other couples, and some of them they've obviously had a connection with to some level. And I would hate to see, Kat and Ollie do something behind their partners' backs or start having conversations that lead to something happening. I don't want to see that. So I'm hoping both of them just stay on track. But this is Netflix, and these type of shows do bring some type of drama. But I'm hoping that Ollie and Kat stay focused on who they're actually with and continue to build those connections rather than talk to each other and mess up the whole thing.
I think Ollie might mess it up. I think Kat may see and like, but she gonna realize what she have with Freddie.
Depends how much she likes the brown skin brothers, to be honest.
That depends too.
Because my man's a funeral home worker, and Ollie may have a different personality and career. She may look at this guy and be like, "Right, that's dead," even though they had sex twice the first night.
We don't have to do body counts.
Yeah, but like I said, that's a different level now. You've taken it up a notch further than just meeting each other.
Freddie deals with dead bodies. It don't mean he dead.
Yeah, you got dead body counts and live body counts. But I'm saying he needs to Freddie. You know, I would hate to see Freddie having to be weary of Ollie moving to his girl and potentially taking her. You know, as I say, it's reality TV, so the production may be messy and try and create that type of scenario, but I really don't want to see that.
I wonder how Freddie would look if he has competition. He doesn't seem like the fight for your girl. Seems like the cute, sweet guy.
Yeah, he doesn't need to fight for her. If she's going to entertain Ollie and it becomes an egregious violation as far as Freddie's concerned, then you got to let it go. And he seems like the type of guy who would shrink in that moment.
And if this does happen, you know, we'll see if Catherine remains the bigger person, you know, in all of this.
Because if she ain't gonna be the bigger person if she starts fishing around Ollie. That's quite a low thing to do.
And even if it's her, what if Ollie starts fishing around her?
Yeah, and if he does, man, I feel sorry for Demi if that does happen, because she really likes him and is invested in him clearly. So if Ollie thinks with the wrong head or feels like he needs to, you know, he's in a conflict between who he used to date and who he has in front of him now, he's gonna mess up.
Yeah, I hope Ollie doesn't turn into a Bartiste from that other season, saying, "Oh, she's a smoke show. She's a this." Da, 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 da.
Yeah. I really don't want to see that.
But yeah, UK is off to a great start.
Yeah, an amazing one, to be honest. I can't lie to you. It's been good this season. So I look forward to it. Can't lie to you. Hopefully we'll see some more. Do you know what I mean? And we'll definitely get to have some more conversation on the 14th, because when the next episodes drop. So we're going to see what happens. I don't know. They got 11 episodes. I don't know how they managed to squeeze 11 episodes, because I was like, blood, like they're on 4 right now. If they did another 4, that'd be 8 plus the 2 reunions, maximum 10. I'm like, where did they get 11 episodes from? But anyway, probably 11 episodes, probably like something BTS or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, no, it's been a very good season. I think the people are a bit more mature, so it feels like people are not just being, the antics. That's the first season in the UK, I guess. So we'll see. Maybe the second and third season might happen. Do you know what I mean? But episode 11 is a reunion. How much stuff are they going to put into this stuff before then? Because crazy. Anyway, okay. No, I definitely understand that. I think for me, we'll see how Demi and Ollie go. I definitely feel like he's been kind and nice. I think he needs to be real. I think he's gonna find out that he don't really like and although and maybe he likes white girls. Who knows? I don't know if Catherine's gonna be his type either. If I'm honest with you, I don't know how much of a type. I think he might find it attractive, but is that his type? I don't know. I don't know if that's his type either. Do you know what I mean? You think it's his type?
Yeah.
I hear it still. Can't lie to you.
All
right. You know the ones that like it. Do you get me? So it is what it is. Anyway, listen, guys, it is time. I'm tired. I'm about to fall asleep if I don't. So I'm going to wrap it up. I realize my eyes are drooping. So listen, audience members, it's been amazing. It's been great. It's been wonderful. Okay, it's been wonderful. I've been joined by JR and I've also been joined by El Cid as well. Before I go anywhere, obviously you two are both doing stuff on your own channel as well. Let them know where they can find you guys, what kind of content you guys are creating at the moment as well, because it's good to see that you guys are actually doing some great work as well on the side. JR, talk to them.
Yeah, I'm doing the struggle streams on the YouTube. Hit me up for more reviews like this on Love is Blind UK. I was heavily bullied by El Cid and the like. But yeah, actually, I'm glad that I did tune in. First time I watched it, I fell asleep. Can't lie to you, fell asleep within the first 5 minutes. But when I gave it a second chance, I was like, "This is actually good." So I'm going to continue to review it on the YouTube struggle streams on YouTube. My fitness channel is on Instagram, where it's basically health, wealth, well-being, fitness, things like that. Occasional humor, and other things relating to your health and well-being, relationships as well to some degree, but not reviews. So yeah, check me out, like, follow, leave comments on the videos and let me know your feedback. Sid?
Well, everybody, I am LCid932 on YouTube. I am reviewing Love is Blind UK, but I'm also reviewing Love is Blind Mexico. I did Love is Blind Brazil previously, but if you would like more spice or fire, Love is Blind Mexico has it all. Couples leaving, couples staying, couples reuniting and getting roasted by the other couples. Yeah, Love is Blind Mexico. If you have the time at all, check out LCid932. I do the recaps and put my word into it, which isn't always a popular word, but it definitely will be entertaining. Definitely. Don't shake your head, Kojo.
Hey, I'm not even mad at it. I love it, man. To be honest, to get me, it's good to see you guys creating the content as well. Like I said, it's always nice to see people doing their own thing, and growing their side of YouTube as well. So, yeah, Ashley was even asking how was Mexico. Well, Mexico, actually, find out. Go onto Elsa's page and find out. Follow also Struggle Streams as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen, YouTube have been great. I appreciate it. So we're back, I guess, obviously next week. I am off as well next week, so that's good. So we go again next week to discuss episodes, obviously 5 to 9 or 5 to 8, whatever they do it as, and we'll definitely discuss some more as well going forward. So appreciate you too as well. All those of you in the internet sphere of the chat, make sure you obviously click on the pin as well, pinned comment. Listen, make sure you enter the competition to win a trip to Ghana. It's for as little as either $6 or £4. Okay, all right. Don't miss out. Sign yourself up, buy a couple of tickets, be entered into the draw. You know what I'm saying to you? Listen, you never know. Imagine you go to Ghana for $6 or £4. That'd be crazy. Are you mad? Are you right? Listen, I mean, I'm gonna be there, so I'm gonna be there. You'll see me there at the events as well. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm throwing myself in there as well as a quick present. You know what I'm saying to you? Don't touch me. But obviously, listen, it'll be a good time, enjoyable time in Ghana as well. So if you've always wished you wanted to be in Ghana, make sure you guys jump on and join the competition. I'm really passionate about it because it's dead cheap, like to get involved. I can't lie to you. And it's not like I'm making money of this. I just really love the idea. And so much so that I said that if anybody I'm coaching, I will take the money that you're paying me and I'll enter you into a draw. Like, I just want to see more of my people win. Do you know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys as well. All right. So make sure you sign up and join that competition as well, guys. All right. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button as well. And don't forget to join our 100 Club, baby. Okay, don't miss out. JR, I'll send you a link as well. Elsa was tearing up. My God, what she
y'all were tearing into me.
Yeah,
I felt judged.
We judged her
Just
righteous. My God. Yeah, y'all need to see El Cid Uncensored. You're going to see something else. All right, cool. Listen, audience, we appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We're back again next week. I've got a live tomorrow, actually, Monday. I'm telling a lie. I've got a live on Monday. I have Ruth from Ultimatum SA. Shout out to her as well. So I reached out to her and she was like, yeah, she's down. So if you watch Ultimatum SA, which was an amazing actually season, they need to bring their season 2 quick because that season was killer. Yeah, I got the chance to interview her. So we'll see it live and we'll interview her. And I can't wait to just chop it up and chat with her and just see what her perspective was because boy, oh boy, it was interesting as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to Nola, wherever he is. All right, because I've seen Nola and Thinga together again. So, boy, Anyway, let me get out of here. Listen, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads before I say something that's going to get me taken out. I appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. It's good to keep your mouth shut sometimes. Appreciate